What's going on, guys? John here. Welcome back to another video. Today is going to be a sit-down video. Very different, not as uplifting as my usual content, but I figured I had to get something off my chest and to let you guys know, what's been going on behind the scenes. Just for full transparency purposes, I figured why not do this because I recently found out that I had to make some big changes. You guys know that I've been injured for a while now. I got injured, I'd say it was 9 or 10 months ago. And everything has been affected since then, right? And there's a lot of things that sprung out of that injury. Things like, depression or severe demotivation, whatever you want to call it, and many other things as well. So I'm just gonna go through some of the things that I feel are important to discuss with you guys, so that maybe someone out there can benefit out of this information. Know that you guys are not alone with struggles and that kind of stuff. So I'd like to cover the injury thing first, and then we're gonna move on to more of the mental health, depression kind of stuff afterwards. So yeah, 9 months ago, I injured my back. I'm not going to go through the whole process and everything again because I already explained it in another video. But that changed everything. I've been working out intensely. I'm saying like 5, 6 times, 7 times a week, very hardcore for 7 years without taking any breaks at all. I haven't been able to do that for the last 9 or 10 months. I've had some periods during these last 9 months where I've been able to push it hard, but it's always come back to bite me in the ass, so I've always had to tone it back down, which, is demotivating, of course. And no, the injury is not caused by anything other than posture issues and, constant overloading of my muscles and joints throughout the years without taking any breaks. So I have several issues. My hips are, kind of like they're not straight. One of my legs is longer than the other because of that. My posture has been horrible my whole life, and I didn't know about this until recently. I always knew about my bad posture in terms of hunching over, so I've managed to fix that by just being conscious of it and forcing myself to pop my chest out and shoulder blades back. But equally as important issue was my anterior pelvic tilt. So I kept resting with my stomach kind of like pushing forward, and that puts a lot of stress on your lower back. And that was just how I always did everything, and I didn't even know about it. That's how I lifted weights up until this point. That's how I ran, that's how I played soccer, that's how I did everything. So I didn't know about this issue, and looking back, even like on my childhood pictures, I can always see me resting in that position and stressing my lower back. And I also had some lower back issues as a kid. So I consulted with different people who have experience in this field, and most of them, or actually all of them, have told me to stop lifting. I've always told them that that's not an option, but at this point I realized that I had to stop. I can't do it anymore. I have to allow my back to heal properly, and that can take a long time. So who knows how long I'm gonna be away from the gym, at least from the bodybuilding type training that I'm used to. And it sucks, like it's demotivating for sure, but I can do other things. I know that I can do a lot of calisthenics work, a lot of body weight work, so I'm gonna be doing that instead, a little bit more cardio. And just let my back heal, basically. So progressing into more the psychological or mental side of things, man, it's been tough, man. Like I have never struggled with any depression or any form of mental setbacks or whatever you want to call it. I've always been, not always, like in my teens when I had severe acne, I was really angry and frustrated and pretty pissed at the world. But apart from that, I've never really had any issues. I've had periods of time where I was demotivated like everyone else, but I've never had it as bad as I had it a couple months ago. My goal from the start, from 2015, from the beginning, has been to show people what you can do as a vegan to build muscle, to be healthy, to be fit and athletic. And that's been my job ever since, and the injury kind of made me not be able to do that to the level that I needed to do. I also feel like there's a lot of extra pressure for people who are into fitness and bodybuilding, especially if you're vegan, because people don't believe that you can build muscle as a vegan, and that's always been, you know, something that I wanted to debunk, and I have been debunking for the past 4 years. So kind of my whole life is, not my life, but like my professional life is tied into fitness and showing what's possible on this lifestyle, being happy, positive, and just living an awesome, healthy and active lifestyle. And that has taken a big hit. I wasn't able to hit the gym. I wasn't able to progress. I lost a lot of weight. I lost a lot of muscle mass. And as a result, I didn't want to film myself. I didn't want to share too much about that because I knew how people would think that, oh yeah, it's because he's vegan that he's injured and he's losing muscle mass, or he's off steroids or some bullshit like that. So there's definitely pressure. All that I want to do and have been wanting to do for the past 4 years is help other people live happier and healthier lives. I've wanted to, help all life on this planet, all living beings and the environment, and just bring another level of content to YouTube, a little bit more of a, more conscious stuff rather than just, mindless entertainment, which has its place and I love it myself. I enjoy making that as well. But that's, my whole mission, my whole, goal in life is to, do what I've been doing for the past 4 years, and I haven't been able to do it, which, got me very frustrated. It, led me to, think thoughts that I haven't thought before. I have never felt depression before. I don't know what depression actually is. But all I know is that I've never felt as horribly as I felt. And it's only now that I realize how, horrible it was. How, I didn't want to do anything. I felt horrible. I woke up in a negative mood. I didn't feel any positivity. I was angry. The only thing that, brought light and positivity into my world was, of course, Catherine and Noah, my wife and kid. And of course, I didn't want to burden people online or talk about this stuff, because it's as a man, you don't want to be talking about, depression and mental health issues, because that's how society is. And I think that we should all be transparent with our feelings and, issues. But, for me, it took me some time to accept what I was dealing with, because I've never dealt with it before. And I didn't realize that I was dealing with it at the time. It's only now, looking back, that I can clearly see that it was, the worst period of my life, 100%. I tried distracting myself by, gaming. I hadn't gamed for 7-8 years. I tried meditating, and every time I would try to meditate in that state, after a few minutes I would feel sick to my stomach and I had to throw up, which was insane. So I had to stop meditation. Everything was just dark. I don't know. It's so weird for me to talk about this because it doesn't sound real, because I'm usually the opposite. I'm always, 100% happy and positive, and just, I don't know. It's strange, but I think that a lot of people can relate. I have a lot of friends, or people that I know that struggle with depression as well, and I know that it's a huge problem in society. To me, I feel like the cause was not being able to do what I feel like I'm meant to do. At least part of what I felt like I meant to do. Obviously, I still had my family and was doing, my best to keep my wife and kid happy, and hopefully I managed to do that. We talked as well about these issues while it was happening, so communicating with Catherine was really helpful as well, and I think a lot of people don't have someone to communicate on that level with, so that was really helpful. During that time where I was depressed, or whatever you want to call it, everything else took a hit, right? I could see the effect it had on my business. We're earning way less money. Money is not the most important thing, but it just shows that, one thing affects everything else. like my videos have been getting like 1/3 or 1/4 or 1/5 of the views that I used to get before, which is fine. Like I'm I'm okay with that, and it's a lot to do with the consistency and the lack of passion, coming through the camera and that kind of stuff. And I get it. And every time I picked up the camera, I motivated myself to see positivity and pump myself up and just put positivity out there. But still, deep down, I wasn't as on point as I seemed on camera. And in that state of mind, I made a lot of bad videos. I think you guys can guess what I'm talking about here. But everything was just upside down in my head. Everything was horrible. Obviously I never questioned anything that I was doing in terms of my mission and my values. That's always remained the same. But I was really frustrated and angry and sad, and I made videos that reflected that. Maybe it's not obvious, but yeah, it was just bad. And yeah, I guess this is so weird for me to talk about, guys, and I apologize if this brought your energy levels down. When something that big happens and you can't really do what you usually do and everything's like upside down, I think it's normal to feel these feelings. And if you keep digging your hole deeper, eventually you reach that state of depression, which I think I really was at. Luckily, and because of all the healthy outlook I have on life, I don't think I'm able to go any lower than that personally. Moving forward, I'm gonna try to keep helping you guys as much as possible. The mission is still the same. I'm going to do my best no matter what happens to me physically. I'm going to try to do my best to inspire people to be healthier, more positive, happier. I'm still gonna be focusing on fitness. It's just gonna be a very different type of fitness. Hopefully you guys want to stick around and still consume this content. Don't worry, I'm not gonna be sitting down every day and talking about my problems. I'm here to help you guys. That's my #1 goal. So stay tuned, subscribe if you're new around here, and hopefully I'll see you soon. Peace out.